We are given that odds in favor of passing driver's test equals 5 is to 3. And in part A, we have to determine odds against a passing driver's test. So we can use this formula for odds against, which is the ratio of the unfavorable outcomes to favorable outcomes. So I'm writing odds against passing driver's test. And this equals, let me indicate unfavorable outcomes as UF. And this is the ratio with favorable outcomes. Let this be indicated as F. Now we use this formula to determine the unfavorable outcomes and favorable outcomes, because odds in favor equals favorable outcomes is to unfavorable outcomes. And this means we are already given that odds in favor equals 5 is to 3. So this must be favorable outcomes, that is favorable outcomes is 5 and unfavorable outcomes equals 3. So we know that favorable outcomes is 5 and unfavorable outcomes is 3. We can substitute into the odds against. And so therefore this becomes unfavorable outcomes is 3 and favorable outcomes is 5. So the odds against passing driver's test equals 3 is to 5. In part B, we determined the probability that Marcia passes her driver's test. So the probability of passing driver's test, this equals favorable outcomes divided by total outcomes. Favorable outcomes here is 5. We have already indicated favorable outcomes as F. So this one will be F, that is favorable outcomes divided by total outcomes is the sum of favorable outcomes plus unfavorable outcomes. So we substitute F equal to 5, and this one divided by F is 5 plus unfavorable outcomes equals 3. So I substitute 3 for unfavorable outcomes. And so therefore this gives 5 divided by 5 plus 3 equals 8. And so this is the probability that Marcia passes her driver's test. And when we convert this to percentage, we get this one as 62.5 percentage. And this is the probability that Marcia passes her driver's test. This is in terms of percentage, and this is in terms of fraction.